Hello guys, it's Revolution. On this video we are going to talk about 10 amazing abilities that you may not know Whis, the angel attendant to the god of destruction of Universe 7, Beerus, possesses at his disposal. Now, if you've been following Revolution for a long time, you'll know I cover the angels and their abilities a lot on this channel. So if you're a long time follower now, you may be aware of quite a few of these, but if you're not, you may not be aware that Whis possesses an absolutely vast array of hacks abilities. Now, I've had this video in mind for quite a while now, but given the fact that in the Dragon Ball Super Broly trailer number 3, it appears that Whis is engaging Broly in some sort of fight. We don't know what capacity that fight will be yet, whether Whis is taking it seriously. Broly better hope he's not taking it seriously anyway. But given the fact that Goku achieved Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power, with Goku's latest and greatest transformation putting him at least on par with the Gods of Destructions, if not surpassed them all, including Beerus. Given Goku and Vegeta's motivation is ultimately to surpass everybody and be the strongest, surely the next step beyond the Gods of Destructions is to reach the power tier of the Angels. The gap between the Gods of Destructions and the Angels is absolutely enormous, and not only that, they possess an overwhelming vast array of abilities. Now, I'm going to show you 10 amazing abilities of Whis in this video, but before we get into that, obviously, we know that Whis is engaging Broly. We don't know what manner the engagement will be in, whether it will be a serious fight or just Whis training Broly, messing around, or potentially sending him to an alternate dimension. What would you like to see? Do you actually want to see Whis fight Broly seriously? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section. And while you're at it, in every pinned comment section in my videos, I do leave a link to my Twitter and my Instagram. Do come follow me on those social media platforms if you have them, where we can talk about Dragon Ball further beyond these videos. So let's go. 10 amazing abilities of Whis that you might not know about. The first one is time travel. Whis told Future Trunks in episode 67 that he was going to travel to an alternate timeline to tell Beerus of that universe to deal with the rebelling Zamasu before he got out of control and killed Gowasu. Whis does not possess the time ring as he is not a Supreme Kai. He also did not possess the time machine that would have had to have travelled on his own accord and ultimately crossed the 5th dimensional axis to reach an alternate timeline. Whis can time travel. Whis is also capable of matter manipulation. In episode 18, when Goku arrived to train on Beerus' planet, Whis put Goku and Vegeta through rigorous training. Whis gave both Goku and Vegeta a weight each, changed the mass of Vegeta's weight, and then ordered them to run around the planet on this road. Basically, as they were running, Whis literally made the road behind Goku and Vegeta vanish. If they slowed down, they would literally fall to their death. We would go on to see Whis perform matter manipulation multiple times throughout the series, but another famous occasion where he performed matter manipulation was in episode 31, when he arrived for the God of Destruction tournament. Upon hearing the complaints about the arena created by Vados, Whis literally changed everything and anything about it in a matter of seconds. Using his staff, Whis is capable of matter manipulation. It is still unknown as to whether this staff is an extension of his own powers or comes from his father, the Grand Priest, but as we don't know yet, we can only assume it's an extension of his own power. Regardless, he still has it at his disposal. On to one of Whis' more well-known feats, and probably his most famous feat. Whis reversed time in the Resurrection of F Saga upon Earth destruction at the hands of Frieza. You can only reverse time for 3 minutes worth of time, but it's still an impressive ability to have. Time manipulating abilities in Dragon Ball Super are few and far between. That is why having an ability of this stature is impressive in the Dragon Ball Super verse. This is one of Whis' most famous feats, and you most likely heard of this feat, but if you did join Dragon Ball Super late, you may not know that Whis can reverse time up to 3 minutes. Whis is also capable of biological aging of mortals. In episode 83 of Dragon Ball Super, because Vegeta was unsure about entering the Tournaments of Power, Whis decided to speed up the birth process of his daughter Bra, or Bulla, whatever you want to call her. Not only did he speed up the birth process, but he managed to instantly translocate Bulla outside of Bulma without affecting Bulma in any regard whatsoever, with the ability to age mortals or potential mortal opponents. This is a devastating ability to have at his disposal. Whis also has true mastery over Ultra Instinct. What you saw in the Tournament of Power, what Goku transformed into, was called Mastered Ultra Instinct, but it wasn't really mastery over Ultra Instinct because Goku cannot tap into Ultra Instinct at will. And given the transformation's toll on his mortal body, he cannot sustain Ultra Instinct for very long either. nor has he had the opportunity to train for a sustained period of time whilst in Ultra Instinct. He simply isn't used to the form. It is more of a complete Ultra Instinct, whereas Whis has true mastery over Ultra Instinct. You could say he is a 24/7 Ultra Instinct user. You could say that Ultra Instinct is a natural state of being for Whis, and arguably his angel siblings as well. Whis is also capable of clairvoyance. Using his staff, Whis can see anywhere in the present depending on what he wants to see, as well as anything in the past. We first saw this in episode 3 of Dragon Ball Super, when Whis revisited the fight on Namek between Super Saiyan Goku and Final Form Frieza. Whilst this isn't quite omniscience or nigh omniscience, it ultimately allows him to see what he wants to see when he wants to see it, and he can even see into godly realms such as the supreme world of the Kais of Universe 10 when spying on Zamasu attempting to kill Gowasu. He can even use it to scour other universes in episode 28 when Vados was searching for Universe 6's Earth. He was literally helping her locate that Earth through his staff using his clairvoyance. However, it must be said that Whis is only capable of seeing into the past, and in the present it doesn't appear that he can see into the future, but Whis is capable of clairvoyance. Whis is also capable of multiversal travel. He can travel interdimensionally through a 5th dimensional axis to reach another universe, another space-time continuum in a short amount of time. When Goku Black first arrived on the present Earth, it was a mystery as to what his identity was. However, Beerus and Whis suspected an apprentice Supreme Kai by the name of Zamasu from Universe 10. So Whis took Beerus and Goku to that universe's supreme world of the Kais in order to investigate, and once again he did this in a very short amount of time, carrying Beerus and Goku on his back. He can even travel to a realm beyond the multiverse itself. He can travel to Zeno's realm, even though he does complain that this takes him 2 days to travel to. I mean, it must take massively faster than light speeds to even get to Zeno's realm in a matter of 2 days. Another amazing ability at Whis' disposal is resurrection of mortals. Not just any mortal, but an extremely powerful mortal. As a reward for helping Universe 7 win the Tournament of Power when he helped Goku eliminate the almighty Jiren, Whis revived the evil Emperor Frieza, but given what we know about the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, he may start to regret that. Given that it's one of his most recent feats and it was in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, you probably know about this particular amazing ability, but you also might not. Regardless of whether you do or not, it's still an amazing ability at Whis' disposal. Whis can also send god tier level power beings to a god realm, creating a portal sending them to his realm via his staff. Now, it's unclear as to whether he created this realm made up of God Ki on his own, but we do know that this realm is contained within his staff, and he can create a portal, sending god tier level power beings like Goku and Vegeta to that realm. If you're an extremely powerful mortal who doesn't know how to utilize God Ki and we send you to this specific realm, you're in trouble because you won't be able to move. You will eventually die of starvation. It's still unknown as to whether Golden Frieza or Jiren possess God Ki. It's unlikely, admittedly, but if they were sent to this realm for any reason whatsoever, they would have to figure out God Ki pretty fast, otherwise they're done for. And last but not least, potentially my favourite ability that Whis has is Immortal Being Entrapment. Now, we stated during episode 67 that he has something much better than the Mafuba technique to entrap Zamasu. However, he wasn't just talking about Immortal Zamasu or Merged Zamasu, he was talking about the Astral Zamasu. You might call him Universal Zamasu, but it's the Zamasu that ultimately spread across the multiverse and into the present timeline, crossing a 5th dimensional axis. Whis has something that can entrap a being of this dimension. Obviously, Zeno wiped out Astral Zamasu, and it's still unclear as to whether Beerus could Hakai Astral Zamasu, but it's unlikely given that Whis was talking about entrapping Astral Zamasu. That's how powerful Astral Zamasu have become. But Whis has something at his disposal that could entrap an immortal being such as Astral Zamasu. We don't exactly know what it was because he never revealed it. My best guess would be sending him into an alternate universe, which we may see in the upcoming movie. That might be his purpose in Dragon Ball Super Broly, to send Goku and Broly to another dimension, an alternate dimension to protect Universe 7 from the destruction caused from the fight. But even if you're as powerful as Astral Zamasu, you are no sweat for Whis. So there are 10 amazing abilities that Whis has demonstrated throughout the run of Dragon Ball Super. However, it also should be mentioned that he should have the same abilities that his sister Vados has demonstrated. Vados has demonstrated atmosphere manipulation in episode 29 of Dragon Ball Super when her and Champa, the God of Destruction of Universe 6, arrived on the Nameless Planet in preparation for the God of Destruction tournament. This planet had no oxygen in its atmosphere. Vados introduced that oxygen, and she could likely take it away. Whis should also have this ability, and you could say that when flying through the universe, he has a barrier around him that contains oxygen so Goku can breathe whilst travelling with Whis. Vados has also collected 6 of the Super Dragon Balls and flew at massively faster than light speeds throughout the universe, carrying those planet-sized Dragon Balls behind her. Now that's some pretty powerful telekinesis abilities if you ask me. Whis should be able to do the same. So we've spoken about Whis' hacks abilities, but how can we finish this without talking about the overwhelming power at his disposal? In the Resurrection of F movie, we actually see Whis one-shot the God of Destruction, Beerus. Now this scene was never shown during the anime of Dragon Ball Super, however it was referred to in episode 27. Whis' power is leagues upon leagues above Beerus at full power. I only need to mention the God Scale that Toriyama provided for the movies. Whilst that God Scale is defunct for the Dragon Ball Super anime, it does give you an idea on where Toriyama's thinking is in terms of Whis' power according to Beerus's. And Beerus is actually closer to Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods than he is to Whis. This is an enormous gap, considering Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 wasn't even equivalent to Beerus at full power. And it was only with Ultra Instinct that Goku was at least relevant to Beerus' full power. Once again guys, I'm not saying the God Scale is relevant to Dragon Ball Super the anime, but it does give you an inkling as to what Toriyama was thinking. So that's all for this video. I enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed this video too. I find the Angels the most intriguing race of beings in the Dragon Ball Super verse. Covered them a lot on Revolution and cannot wait to find out more about them in the future of the Dragon Ball Super franchise. But there are 10 amazing abilities of Whis that you might not know about, as few as some additional bits. You may have already known about some of them are quite famous feats. You may have even known all 10, let me know down in the comment section if you did. And by all means, if you know of any more abilities Whis has, do share them down in the comment section. Anyway guys, thank you for joining me. Please do smash that like button, keep lending the Daishinkan your energy, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.